Good morning, Wildcats, and welcome back to another episode of HBWN. I'm Nick Luttrell.
And I'm Jules Wildcat. This past week was homecoming, and with that comes many events and festivities leading up to the big game, including the annual homecoming parade and the coronation of the homecoming queen. With new traditions mixing with old, it was definitely a week worth remembering.
That's right, Jules. Plus, we'll be taking a look at an up-and-coming club with career-ready experience that will prepare students to take flight in the real world.
There's no time to waste, so let's get right to it. Today is October 4th, 2019, and Har-Ber Wildcat News starts right now.
Take a little trip to Har-Ber.
Our top story today is on preparing students to take flight. If you didn't know already, Mr. McMullen's classroom holds a state-of-the-art flight simulator that students are able to participate in during clubs on Fridays.
Because of the rapid growth of this program, as well as the need for pilots within our state, the students that were part of the Aviation Club were able to go on a once-in-a-lifetime trip right here in Northwest Arkansas. Our very own Victor Rojo was standing by. Here's the story.
In Har-Ber, students have the chance to join clubs that help them explore interests and possible future careers. One of those clubs being Aviation Club, having plenty to offer. We went with them on their field trip to get a first-hand look at what Aviation Club is all about.
Turns and folds up into the wing, but the tire's fatter than the wheel up there. So.
Well, it was on the advice of Dr. Brackett whenever he was still here at Har-Ber. Myself, Coach Simpson, Mr. Hoffius and I, we went and saw Game Composites, which is a manufacturing company in Bentonville, and they are hiring Har-Ber students right out of school to manufacture airplanes. And we got to talking, it's like, why can't we offer something like this on a regular basis at Har-Ber High School? So the seed was planted there, and it's just through the help of myself and the other three that we've started to really get this thing off the ground. Most of what we do as a club requires the students to go out and see it. You can't bring it into a room, obviously. You can't, it's hard to bring planes and helicopters to Har-Ber High School. So, you've got to take the kids out to where the opportunities are. So we go out in the field a lot more than others do to look at planes, not just old, but new, look at all the job opportunities, the career opportunities at both the local level, university, and college level for the kids.
The Aviation Club offers many hands-on experience, which to the students can be very beneficial for the future.
And being able to experience the places and the people who work in whatever kind of career you're interested in. My dad works at an autopilot making company, and in the summer, I worked with him for a little bit, and so just being around the airplanes really got me interested in how they work and what the people in the airplanes, what their jobs are.
It's not all about careers in the future, as the Aviation Club also offers the opportunity to just learn more about the planes and the history they hold.
I think there's several things that are good about doing this, and I think teaching young people that there are careers in aviation, more today than ever in my lifetime, whether it's flying in an airplane, working on engines, all the technologies that's involved in avionics today. There are massive, massive employment opportunities for young folks today. But I also think there's a historical aspect of it too, what these airplanes represent and what America did 75 years ago that, without being too dramatic, won a world war. Well, it's an opportunity to see something you're not going to see every day. Back here behind me, the B-24, they built over 19,000 of those airplanes, more than any American airplane ever. And there are 2 of them that fly today. This is probably the oldest flyable 4-engine airplane in the world. The airplane was delivered in May of 1941, 6 months before Pearl Harbor. So it's a unique airplane to see, and to be able to see it fly, I think is pretty special. And obviously the B-29 sitting over here next to it, the airplane that took World War II to the Japanese home islands. And they were so far away, we had a really, really hard time to get there. But once we figured out how to do it, the war ended in pretty short order.
If you want more information on how to join or about the Aviation Club, please visit room D103 and talk to Mr. McMullen. For HBWN, I'm Brian Williamson.
Jules, we're live. The Aviation Club meets on Fridays, and if you'd like to be involved with this new and uprising program, like Jules here, you can just go talk to Mr. McMullen to find out more information.
In other news, it was a big week here at Har-Ber High School, as the school spirit was at an all-time high leading up to the big game Friday night against the Bentonville Tigers. Countless hours of preparation and hard work was put into the festivities of the week. Ms. Cockrell and the student council was behind it all, making sure homecoming week was filled with spirit and tradition for this special occasion.
Student council's dedication to the school does not go unnoticed. Whether it's staying after school to set up for the pep rally or planning the homecoming dance and parade, they do everything they can to make sure it's a week that is memorable for the students. And in HBWN fashion, we were standing by to capture the entire week so we could bring you a recap of all the festivities. Here's the story.
Homecoming week is a busy time for both students and teachers at Har-Ber High School, filled with dressing up for Spirit Week, carnival fundraisers, and a parade for the whole community to enjoy.
I really just like to dress up just to kind of like promote like Har-Ber High School and like really just promote like the event that's going on, just kind of show school spirit and try to be a leader to others. Really the parade yesterday, that's awesome, and I really encourage kids to get involved in school and in clubs so they can get on the float. And the carnival was awesome too, especially like the car bashing thing. Thought it was really cool. And then the homecoming coronation, that's always really a neat thing just to kind of find out like who's going to be it.
Students participated all week in festivities such as Spirit Week and running carnival games that all led up to the football game Friday and the dance Saturday night.
So I like dressing up for Spirit Week because me and all my friends do it, and it gets us ready for the homecoming football game and the dance. I was actually on the DECA float for the parade, and it was super fun to go by Burness Young. I went to elementary school there, so it was fun to see everyone. As a senior, I like to dress up because I want to encourage the underclassmen to dress up and carry on the legacy once all of the seniors are gone.
All this is leading up to the game tonight against Bentonville. Student section always is so awesome and just so fun, just really shows school spirit.
The festivities of homecoming wouldn't be possible without Student Council sponsor Rachel Cockrell and the immense amount of work that Student Council put in not only this week, but the entire year.
I mean, it's fun to be a part of something, and so I think when the students join in on Spirit Week, then they feel like they're a part of something that's happening at the school. But yeah, just making them feel like they're part of the school and they don't just have to show up here, because they have to.
Ending the week with a high-energy football game against Bentonville and a dance enjoyable for all, Har-Ber Homecoming was definitely one to remember. For HBWN, I'm Sam Lewandowski.
It's definitely a special moment when the whole school comes together and shows their best school spirit. As a senior, I can say for my last high school homecoming, that is definitely one I won't forget.
No doubt, Jules. Well, with that in mind, we can't forget about one of the most cherished traditions of Har-Ber High School. Homecoming court is an opportunity for girls to be selected by their peers to represent their school by being voted a homecoming maid.
Being on court means much more to these girls than just walking down the football field in a big dress. It's a chance for them to show off their achievements and to represent their alma mater. Homecoming week is filled with school spirit and tradition. And for all these homecoming maids, this long-standing tradition of walking on court is nothing less than an opportunity for them to represent their school.
It's just about, it's really just about who everybody wants to vote in to represent them for the homecoming festivities. We do it every year. We've got 12 girls, 3 sophomores, 4 juniors, 5 seniors, and it's all based on who can campaign and get people to vote for them. They have to be nominated first, and so we do that with a Google form. And so they get nominated by their classmates. They have to be nominated by at least 3 people. And then if you get enough people to nominate you, you end up on the ballot. And then from there, everybody votes.
The homecoming coronation was one of many festivities that occurred throughout the week, all of which wouldn't be possible without student council and their continued dedication.
We did a lot of things this week. First, we did the Spirit Week, which was Monochrome Monday, and other things like Country versus Country Club and Space Friday, which was like the theme for the game as well. Also, the school, they did the carnival and they hosted it. A lot of clubs got involved, and that was really a good revenue source for our school and help our school.
The homecoming assembly was peaked with a performance from Har-Ber High School Lighthouse under the direction of Clint Penalto, and their performance from Britney Spears, which left everyone standing on their feet.
When we did Toxic and Chaley sang her solo there for a second and everybody lost their minds, that was awesome. That feeling of just like what we produced made them extremely like pleased and proud of us was awesome. So it was a lot of fun.
From Spirit Week to the parade, carnival, homecoming assembly, coronation, and even a dance on Saturday night, this week was one of a celebration and pride for the Har-Ber Wildcats.
Your 2019 Fall Homecoming Queen is Felicity Rubio.
It's always been an interesting opportunity to meet people that I may not normally interact with or come into contact with just because of, different extracurriculars and classes and things like that. I don't know, it's always a really fun experience to also just be creative and find new people and make connections. But I felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude and just wow, people saw my name on that ballot, and all the other girls are incredible and smart and involved and accomplished. But honestly, I felt like it could have been anybody, but I'm thankful that I got that.
Congratulations to all of our fall homecoming maids, and a special thanks to Student Council for their hours of hard work. For HBWN, I'm Jules Wildcat. Congratulations to Felicity Rubio on winning Homecoming Queen, and to all the other maids who got to share this incredible experience of walking on fall homecoming court.
Let's take a quick commercial break to hear from a few of our sponsors. When we come back, we will hit the field with one of our varsity players, Micah Seawood, and see how his injury has taught him to be a leader in a much different way. Stay tuned, HBWN will be right back.
We came to Arvest Bank to see what makes it different.
It's a community bank that really reaches out to the customers to make them feel special. I feel special every time I come in here.
They want to be involved in the community and want to be part of the community.
They support our university, our athletic department.
They've told us that they could have a fleet of volunteers there to help this year if we needed.
I see them at a lot of our Hispanic community events that we do.
I can't think of another bank in the city that has such a big community presence as Arvest.
Arvest Bank, our customers say it best.
Come see the largest pre-owned inventory in Northwest Arkansas.
Whatever you're looking for, you'll find it in McClarty Daniel Country. With 800 pre-owned vehicles at 6 giant locations in Bentonville and Springdale, there's something for everyone. Plus,
at McClarty Daniel, you're protected.
Drive worry-free for 7 years or 200,000 miles with the MD Pre-Owned Advantage. And when it's time to sell your car, we're ready to buy it, even if you don't buy from us. Have you visited McClarty Daniel Country yet?
Visit us online at McClartyDaniel.com.
During the Great Depression, nothing came easy. But with just 5 cents, an old truck, and a load of hay, John Tyson and his family found a way to deliver quality chicken to other hardworking people. Today, Tyson continues to find new ways to help put a chicken in every pot. Because people deserve farm-raised chicken of the highest quality. At Tyson, we remain committed to this simple promise: to always keep it real, to always keep it Tyson.
Hey Riley, will you come in here real quick?
Yeah, man, 1 sec.
Hey, so I'm just I'm looking through some film myself, and I was thinking if you would take a look at this. In other news, our Wildcat baseball team is going to face off against the
Hold up. What are you doing with your arm? I mean, you're distracting the audience by your chicken dance.
Well, I just thought it would bring more attention to myself. No. Okay. Now we're going to talk about softball. The softball team, they did okay this year, and it's...
This is totally unprofessional. You're just spinning in circles, and it's not looking good, man.
Well, I thought maybe the different angles would be kind of cool.
No.
Welcome back, guys. Here we are back in the Wildcat Sports Network studio. We're going to be talking a little bit about the soccer.
Oh my goodness, I'm done.
That I have the coaches in the studio talking about.
Welcome back. Our Wildcat football team is currently 2-2 on the year after coming up just short against Bentonville. Over the summer, senior wide receiver Micah Seawood went down with a hamstring injury during the 7-on-7 Southwest Classic. Since then, he is still battling back from this injury. But last Friday, he was able to play in his first game of the year, and although he wasn't 100%, everyone knows the difference maker that he can soon be. Take a look.
As a senior, wide receiver Micah Seawood was set back by an injury earlier this football season. Yet instead of putting his head down and pouting about it, he decided that he would become that one encourager for the Wildcats on the sidelines.
Going into the season, he's had a hamstring issue that we've been dealing with, but just the adversity that he's going through and seeing him grow through that as a man it's been fun to watch. And yeah, when he hits full stride and he's the Micah Seawood that we saw this summer, the sky's the limit. Everybody knows his ability, so when they see him engaged and encouraging, you know, that energy is it spreads like wildfire.
Micah Seawood's leadership has been encouraged by last year's wide receivers coach, Dustin Helmkamp, as well as this year's new coach, Houston Pruitt.
Both two great coaches. Coach Pruitt came in beginning of the summer. Nobody knew who he was, and now he's just a part of the family now. Just brought him in, doing well, teaching us what to do, what not to do. I just love him for that. Even though I'm not like on the field, my coaches told me, you still have to be a teammate, you still have to be that leader. I'm a senior now. I can't be the one in the background just lollygagging. I have to be the one standing up, telling everybody to be okay, the game's going fine. I have to be that one, be that true leader.
As a senior, Seawood displays a good mix of staying focused during the game as well as encouraging his teammates. One fan also knows the potential that he possesses.
I think as soon as Micah returns, that he'll just be in another threat for the opposing team and another receiver for our quarterback to throw to. All the younger juniors, sophomores, they look up to him as like a role model, and he's just someone they can look up to.
He's a great leader. You know, he understands his role. He comes in and works hard every day, and going through this injury, again, it's just more adversity that he knows that he'll get through. And when we do get him back full stride, it's gonna be something special.
Although he's still not 100%, Micah Seawood is a game changer for these Wildcats. And when he does come back fully healthy, the league better watch out for this explosive star. For WCSN, I'm Nick Luttrell.
Although the Wildcats suffered a tough loss last week against Bentonville, they will look to regain their confidence tonight at Rogers Heritage, which is also Heritage Homecoming. Tough break for them.
And as always, if you can't make the game, our live stream team will have you covered. Tune in at 6 p.m. for the pregame show, hosted by yours truly, followed by kickoff with the voice of the Wildcats, Donald Tucker, as well as Jared Parks behind the mic.
Speaking of our live stream team, last year they streamed a total of 117 events and led the state in that triple-digit number. This year, the students set a goal to beat that number, so we decided to check up on how those students are doing. Caleb Pale-Freeman was standing by on the story on just how much work goes behind the scenes.
After a long week of school, work, and stress, Friday night football is a regular for Springdale residents. For those who can't make it, our Har-Ber television program brings the game straight to them.
So for the football games, I just run one of the wide shot cameras up in the press box. And for volleyball games, I run the wireless on the floors. And so that's just like preparation-wise. I just kind of help set up cameras, help the director, Graham, set up his station and stuff like that, just to help keep everything running and make it all go smoothly.
These students have devoted countless hours using the tools at hand and teamwork to raise the quality of these live productions.
I'm the director of the live streams, except for football. I run the video board, and Mr. Sherman is directing those. And what comes in the role of directing is you kind of have to take on a higher role than rather just a student. I have to be on top of my camera operators. I have to point them where they need to go, tell them how their shot looks, make sure everything's looking good, make sure the audio sounds good, and setting up. Outside of school, it's about 30 hours of extra work, just like setting everything up, putting everything on the carts, moving the carts up to the gym, and traveling also. We travel to the away games, and sometimes we'll go to Van Buren, or we even went to Little Rock to watch, to live stream the Pulaski game.
These productions can't reach the high expectations they have achieved without great leadership paving the way for these young students.
So throughout the year, they create broadcasts. This past year, they created 117 broadcasts. That's live events that they personally were involved in or directed. The next closest school, which is a great, phenomenal broadcasting school, they did 42 live events. So we're doing almost 3 times the amount of work that any other school around the state is, and it's great to see that these students are getting recognized and functioning at a high level.
Tune in on the Springdale Public Schools YouTube channel for volleyball games every Tuesday and Thursday night. And don't miss your Wildcat football games live every Friday night. From HBWN, I'm Caleb Powell-Freeman.
Whether it's football, volleyball, or basketball, you can always count on our very own Nick Luchel and the rest of the live stream team to be there for all sports and live event coverage. So if you can't make it out to a game, tune in to Wildcat Sports Network to keep up with all things Har-Ber.
That's right, Jules. We couldn't be more proud of the work our WCSN team does on a weekly basis. Be sure to show your support and tune in live. Let's take one last quick commercial break, but coming up next we talk about the club that's building relationships all while discovering spiritual beliefs. Don't change the channel. HBWN will be right back.
Hey Northwest Arkansas, Lara here at Sam's Furniture. If you're looking for new furniture, we have over 170,000 square feet selection at everyday low prices and same-day delivery available. But the best part is that we love to serve our community. So when you buy at Sam's, part of your purchase goes to support one of the many amazing organizations that we have been blessed to partner with. Serving others, especially those in need, is our culture here, and we hope that you'll be a part of that too. Arkansas's largest furniture destination, get it at Sam's.
On the counter, finds a hole, Garrett inside the 5, touchdown Springdale. Shot good! Wide open Trey Smith, touchdown Har-Ber Wildcats!
Hey Nick, catch.
Welcome back. Before we get to our final story of the day, I just wanted to send out a quick reminder that the first 9 weeks is coming to an end. Be sure to keep up with your grades and attendance, but most importantly, make sure to attend all classes, especially advisory, or you'll be in Saturday school like me.
That's right, Jules. It's important to be here every day and attend all classes. Now, changing gears to our final story. Youth for Christ is a place where people can go and worship and do a Bible study while building community and relationships with the people right here in Springdale. Their goal is for everyone to get out of their comfort zone and talk to people who you normally want to interact with and to build new, uplifting, and encouraging friendships. Not only does Youth for Christ create a place where students can build relationships while studying the Bible, but they can also serve the community by doing local projects. Here's a story.
There are a large variety of clubs to join at Har-Ber. One club in particular is growing very rapidly. Youth for Christ offers students with a place to meet and grow with their faith and community.
I chose this club because I want to share my love for God and also get to know Him better through people through school.
I have an impact in a way that I try to pour into students' hearts the importance to have a Christ-like mentality. It impacted me because it let me see the love that the kids have for Christ. And it made me put a new set of glasses where I believe that if us as adults take a leadership and we're able to show kids through building relationships that we can all have a Christ-like mentality.
Jillian, one of the Youth for Christ leaders, has a huge impact on this club and is changing people's lives forever.
I grew up in a Christian family, so I like to share my story with everybody else, and it inspires everybody else. So I just like to share my story and then learn other people's lifestyles and get to bring Jesus into their life.
Jillian has been a really good leader for us this year, and I can see how she really cares and wants to help others this year grow closer to God and through friendships.
I'd like the club to grow a lot. Like Fellowship of Christian Athletes has a large group, and our group's kind of smaller, but I'd like to get more of the student body into it.
Youth for Christ is not as big of a club as FCA, but being able to have the opportunity for everyone to come together and worship as one is making a huge impact.
I recommend this club for anyone who wants to get closer to God, that wants to build friendships with people that are Christians, and who want to make a difference in this world.
If I were to recommend the club, I would tell people to just come and join, because you can meet new people you wouldn't meet before, and it's a different setting that you would learn people.
Clubs are meant to make high school fun and fly by, and Youth for Christ does exactly that. Come check out the upbeat and inclusive environment on the next Navy Club Day. For HBWN, I'm Zach Duplanty.
The placement of a donkey's eye in its head enables it to see on all 4 feet at all times.
Well, that's all time we have for you this week. Be sure to tune in next week, and don't forget to come out and support the Wildcats tonight as they take on Heritage at Rogers Heritage.
Next week, the Har-Ber television program will be competing at the Ozark Media Arts Festival, so there won't be a show for next week, but stay tuned for our next episode on October 18th, as we take a look at 2 students right here at Har-Ber who are dedicating their time in fighting for DACA. For HBWN, I'm Jules Wildcat.
And I'm Nick Luchel.
We'll see you next time, Cats.
Take a little trip to Har-Ber.